Hey, what's going on, guys? Wired Gaming back again with some more Outriders. And today, we're back with something a little bit more interesting. It's not the usual gameplay. It is the Outriders first patch. Oh yeah! Now what we're going to do today is go over some of the main little bits on this one. So people know what's going on and you can figure out any issues that are there that are being fixed. Now I'm planning on doing all of these dev updates. I am a day late for this one. Mainly because I wasn't too sure when anything was coming, so I missed it out a little bit. I did see on YouTube that it came out, so I've jumped on it, and sorry for being late, but hopefully I can get on time with the next ones and we can get them out as they release, so everybody knows what's going on. I do plan, obviously Outriders at the moment, for me is going really, really well, so if you are a fan of the game, subscribe to the channel. We haven't got as much out as I'd wanted. It's been very busy at the moment, work life, family life, and all that kind of stuff. But I am trying my best to get as much out for you guys as I possibly can, without sort of compromising the quality. So, if you are a fan of Outriders, you know, subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more to come. Now for today, what we're going to do is go over the first patch, a little bit of gameplay in the background, and I'm going to read off some of the important points that people might not know yet. I give my opinion, and like I do with Survive the Nights and Generation Zero, it'll be pretty much the same as that. Now, this is our first big patch for the main Outriders game. As of today, the development of this patch is scheduled for next week, as we are using this week to identify as many server issues as possible, fix them, and then thoroughly test the changes across all platforms. Submission through platform holders adds on a little bit of time as well, which is why I'm not able to deploy this patch any earlier. We are doing our utmost to deliver you a stable patch as soon as possible, and we are continually looking at ways to bring the patch release date earlier. This is why we are not yet committing to a release date, as we may still be able to release the patch before such a date. We'll let you know as soon as we have a confirmed release schedule, so please keep an eye on our social channels, and in particular our Twitter. Now, down below in our description, that is where you will find all the links to the Outriders socials. Make sure you check them out, there's a lot there. Oh yeah! So, the first patch notes are, we're going to go through these pretty quick, and that is pretty much it. There's some in detail stuff, but I'm not going to go into that as of this, because this is just the first one, so I want to sort of test the water and see how this goes. First one is, we'll fix performance issue where GPU is not being fully utilized. This should help with stuttering and DX11/12 issues. Other platforms have been updated to the same patch version. Crossplay across platforms will become viable again. The overall stability improvements for matchmaking service and multiple crash fixes. We'll fix a multiplayer crash that could result in client players having their inventory wiped. See, I've heard of a few of these. There's quite a lot that I don't actually know about, which is wow. There's one on here that is really, really bugging me, and I can't wait for this to be fixed. A crash completing a bad day side quest. A crash that occurs in no man's land when your language is set to Spanish. Yes, we know, video game code is a magical thing. That is really weird, right? So only in Spanish does this crash occur. It's very strange. Crash on launch issues, and we will also fix many more random crash issues. We're confident that these fixes will address the majority of crashes reported, as they are only a handful of root causes, but the crashes they generate appear in a number of places. We will fix the HUD disappearing in certain cases. I cannot wait for this, I'm so excited! I need a new HUD. We will fix bugs that interfere with players respawning on multiplayer expeditions, and fix bugs with players getting stuck on geometry, including when using gravity leap or falling out of the world. We'll change the default matchmaking setting from open to closed. You will still be able to manually change this setting to open, though your game settings. This will prevent players from joining games where the host didn't intend to play in multiplayer. It will also cut down on AFK lobbies. This will also help improve matchmaking times, as the queues will be less likely to be overwhelmed by the sheer volume of constant matchmaking requests generated by open games. Many other minor fixes and improvements. Additional fixes and changes are being worked upon to be delivered via our later follow-up patch. Now, something that's very cool that they're planning on putting in is an Outriders community appreciation package. After working on Outriders for more than 5 years, we are disappointed as you that the launch weekend did not go as planned. We ran into connectivity issues, which we have explained in full further below, and throughout all of this, we really appreciate all your messages and of support and encouragement. They have helped us power through and improve the situation. We would like to thank each and every one of you. Beyond just saying it, however, we would like to confirm that we are working on a small appreciation package for our launch window players. We are still working through the exact details of it, but our intentions are as follows. All players that played between March the 31st and April 11th are eligible. Any players outside the above window, but for whom will have performed an automatic inventory wipe for restoration link, are also eligible. Your highest level character will receive a level appropriate legendary weapon, a level appropriate amount of titanium, and the emote frustration, which is otherwise unobtainable at this moment in time. The irony here was not intentional, but is fitting. These are intentions, but these details are subject to change based on what is technically feasible for us to do. We're still determining when the appreciation package will be delivered. Now that's really, really cool. I like that they're doing that. Just sort of like a thank you to everybody that grinded through those first issues, because on launch weekend there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of connectivity issues. I was booted out several times. I think I was on stream as well. It just disconnected me over and over and over again. But they're saying, you know, things like this happen. It's a new game. It's gonna be there, right? But hopefully, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna get fixed. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Now, inventory wipes and restoration. We believe that this rate of bug appearing should be greatly reduced once the upcoming patch has been published. With crash fixes in place, we intend to run a one-off mass restoration, and the intentions are, yeah, they're going to basically restore quite a bit. It's a very, very big chunk. If you want to read it all, it's all on Steam. I will post the link down below to the full description. And now, one thing that is worrying a lot of people, they are planning on doing quite a bit of balancing work. And hopefully they don't do a division and balance things like too far one way and then everything goes wrong, so they balance it again and it goes too far the other way, and then it's just a vicious backwards and forwards fight. But we'll see. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. These guys seem to be pretty shit hot and on it at the minute, which is really nice. This game is going so well, and I think with a few little balances in certain places, it could do a lot better. Because I see a few people are getting a bit stressed with certain issues, like some bosses being ridiculously difficult, and then other players are having bits where they literally will blast through everything on World Tier 15. So it depends on the type of player you are, really. But the rebalancing work will be implemented through back-end updates, does not require a patch, and will be run during today's maintenance window. Balancing is done by a separate team to those who are working hard on preparing the patches. Rebalancing does not impact our progress towards patches or reduce our ability to resolve bugs. Now, general balance notes. Historian, Bounty Hunt, Monster Hunt quests no longer grant legendary items for each subsequent completion. While rewarding players for completing all the Historian, Bounty Hunt and Monster Hunt quest is still our intention, we did observe unintended results when players repeated this activity in combination with a specific multiplayer bug. With this reward adjustment, we want to eliminate this exploit behaviour while still making the quest line worth the effort. Players who took advantage of this exploit will not be punished. Now, if you don't know, there was a few exploits where you could get legendaries and epics. Now, obviously, a lot of people were saying they were going to get punished and booted for that and be watermarked. Obviously, that is not the case, which is quite good because it wasn't technically cheating. So that's good, I suppose. It's very good. Now, they've adjusted loot on specific enemies: the Tuka Beast, Split Tooth, Sandshifter, and Coldclaw. These particular beasts are being too generous considering the required effort to take them down. So Chemplan expedition time for gold, silver, bronze adjusted to 650, 1150 and 1500 seconds. Previously 957, 1303 and 1650. Boomtown expedition time for gold, silver and bronze adjusted to 390, 589 and 776. Damn, you gotta be quick. So some expeditions seem to be too generous in their required completion times when compared to others. We want to avoid such disproportionate discrepancies, as we believe making all expeditions viable leads to a more diverse, thus more interesting endgame. Now, there's a few little bits like bullet abilities and lots of other stuff. We're just going to go through bullet abilities because that is one of the big ones that people are a little bit worried about. Now, twisted rounds, blighted rounds, and volcanic rounds. While we fully intend to provide the overpowered feel for the best builds out there, we're also committed to making sure the build is diversity in the top performance. Late in the demo lifecycle, we discovered a bug with regards to the bullet augmentation abilities damage calculation formula. While we fixed this bug, some unforeseen imbalances were unfortunately introduced, which has led to bullet-based abilities vastly outperforming other skills. The main problem with this is that such bullet-based builds require much less investment to make them top tier compared to other builds. To achieve this, we have made a couple of adjustments for the Trickster Technomancer classes, who benefit the most from their bullet abilities power. It's uncertain as to whether these changes will prove too strong or too weak, so please do consider this only to be the first step, as we will continue monitoring and adjusting them in the future. Just like you, we hope to see more inspiring and crazy combinations of abilities and mobs. Now, the base cooldown for the Twisted Rounds skill has increased to 25 seconds, it was previously 16. The Trickster Heroes, Tree Nodes, Disruptive Firepower, Scion of Power, Outrider Executioner have had their power reduced to 35%, previously 50%, Vulnerable Status Power reduced to 15%, previously 25%, and the Technomancer Hero Tree Node, Damage Against Poison, has had its power reduced to 15%, previously 30%. And the Pyromancer Hero Tree Node, Trial of Ashes, has been reduced to 15% extra damage, previously 30%. Now, that is most of the big stuff. We've gone over a few of the little bits already, but multiplayer stability, connectivity, and all that kind of stuff, we've gone over in pretty much a little bit at the top. So, for today, ladies and gentlemen, that is all on the Outriders post-patch notes. But yeah, so that is what we're going to be looking at getting when it comes. Not really too sure yet. Hopefully pretty damn soon. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know in the comments if this has helped you guys, if you've enjoyed it, and if you think we should carry on with these updates. But for now, that is it from me. I've been Wired. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching. Peace.